Hello everyone, and welcome to a one-shot we're going to be having a look at on the channel. This is Lords of Ravage, which is kind of like if Darkest Dungeon had you running villains instead of heroes. It's going to be coming out in February next year, and the CEO of Synthetic Domain reached out to me and asked if I'd like to show it off on the channel, and it actually looks really quite fun. So I thought I'd take you guys through and show you what it's got to offer, just in case it's going to be of interest to you. We're going to start off with the tutorial, and then we'll hop on into a game, just so you get an idea of how the general combat plays out before I go talking about the actual main turn structure. So without further ado, let's hop straight on in. Now, as you can see, the art style is done as kind of like 2D sprites combined with 3D sprites, almost as if everything was paper cutouts. It's really quite unique. Your Highness, Lord Borald has arrived with a report. Let him through. My king, I'm afraid I bear ill news. The enemy continues to attack our flanks. If this continues, then our defeat is not far off. Our supplies are running low. At the moment, we only have 3 boxes of medicinal supplies, and food will last no more than 7 days, even taking into account the reduced ration. We also lost the last 5 mages, but most importantly, my king, we lack fighters. So I want to ask you. No, Berald! The verdict of your knights is not up for discussion. Under the current circumstances, I consider your sentence unreasonable and disastrous for us. Your knights have killed 28 unarmed people. They need to be shown that shedding the blood of innocents will not go unpunished, not while I'm the king. You consider them innocent? Our army is starving and they're hiding food supplies from us. We offered them silver instead of swords. And they refused the silver. And it's worth buying provisions from our enemies. These very same peasants will open the gates to Warkheim when he decides to retake the city. King Warkheim sought to rule by fear, much like you, Berald. That's why his people were joining our ranks, until your knights shed their blood. To sacrifice an elite squad in exchange for untrained and unarmed peasants is unprecedented stupidity. Watch your tongue, Berald. Or else. Your Highness, we're under attack. We'll finish later, Berald. We need you on the front line. Go now. Berald? At once, my king. So clearly there's a little bit of animosity going on between them. We are going to be playing as Berald. Such a futile effort. This won't take long. So, in the tutorial we'll learn the basics of combat. So, the short of it is we're going to have our people over here. The enemy are going to be over here. And it's a case of clicking to select, choosing an action, and choosing a target. But obviously with the layers of strategy and the different actions, it can get quite involved. So we're going to play as Lord Berald, leader of the Dread Knights, an excellent fighter who becomes more powerful as the battle progresses. First up, we're going to want to click on him to select him. Some abilities can hit different sets of units, such as frontline only, while others allow you to hit any targets. Maim can hit any target, so we're going to put it onto the archer at the back, get him bleeding out over time. And actually, that went really well. While a capable fighter, Lord Berald restores his health very slowly in between battles. It's a wise idea to try and minimize the amount of damage he takes. So we have a defensive ability called Careful Advance. It will deal some damage and it will apply resilience onto him. That will help to reduce the incoming damage. You can have a look and see what the enemy are going to be doing based on the different pictures over them. so you can check out their intention. And if you're curious about what any of the things do, mousing over them will tell you. So he has Grievous Decay on him because of the attack he took last turn. And he has Resilience, which we've just put on, reduces all incoming damage by 5, and we've got 2 stacks. Over time, he gets more powerful, and his phase of combat changes, much like the end boss in a World of Warcraft dungeon. So we've just entered phase 2, which is improving our number of action points, these blue pips here, and it will change what we can do. So if we want to find out what the different phases do, we can mouse over this down here. Phase 1 is just normal. Phase 2, we get +1 action point, but we lose damage output. Phase 3, we gain that damage output back. And Phase 4, we get damage resistance. Every single turn, we get 50% progress towards the next phase. So it escalates quite quickly. We're going to do what the tutorial says and do a cleave. This is going to do 40 damage to an enemy and 20 to everyone else on the same rank. He's got 16 health left, so let's hit this guy and kill the other one with the collateral damage. For the second action, we're going to... We can maim him. Maiming seems good. He's only got 40 health left. We can just kill him. There we go. And that's the basic premise of it. Now, we've been playing with just Lord Beryl. We do have other units that we'll be able to summon, and the tutorial is going to take us through that in a moment. Soldier, we're under attack. Why are these knights still imprisoned? King Aslion told us under no condition open the gates or you'll join the rest of the corpses. Yes, Lord Beryl. Hey guys, your orders are to defend King Aslion. I'll go free the rest of the Dread Knights. Stand your ground. These guys look a bit more competent than the ones we faced previously. What's this? Reinforcements? Dread Knights. We'll deal with them. Keep the king occupied. Alchem's champions. We'll need to be careful. Right. So we're going to have to defend against specifically enemy heroes, which are better than just regular mooks. While our defenders will probably perish, we'll have up to 3 battles to defeat the heroes. These heroes are much more powerful, capable of escalating themselves and becoming more powerful with their own mechanics. Usually combat will start by us doing the reinforcements phase where we pick which units we're going to put out. We have a certain number of combat points we can put out and a total number of units. We can place up to 4 units on the battlefield. It wants us to put out a blackguard. So let's put him down here. Another good addition will be the spell sword. Okay. We'll put him over the other side. And a knight lieutenant. He takes 2 combat space instead of just the 1, but he is going to be quite strong. Let's put him in the middle. And we can kick it off. Blackguards are frontline defenders. They can use Vision of Terror, which makes enemies vulnerable. Okay. So the Blackguard, Vision of Terror. Now this is a single use ability. Put Vision of Terror on him. And you'll see the little arrow symbols has dropped down to 0. That means we can't use this again. He has other action points, so we can just go and stab someone. This is damage to an enemy, but it has to be a frontline person, so maybe we'll hit this guy. Okay, next up, the Spell Sword. Shadow Barrage. Likewise, it's a one-use thing, but it will deal 4 damage randomly 5 times, but it will be more likely to target the guy that we've marked. And that was pretty significant, actually. That's all he can do. So, on to the Knight Lieutenant. He has a passive ability, which will happen automatically. And he doesn't actually have any enough action points to do his main swing. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to pass the turn and carry this one remaining action point over to the next round. There he goes. That's his passive ability. Step in and do a wallop. And they are doing their own walloping. Maybe I should have put him on the back. Okay, well, for the moment, he has a... Perhaps we should have targeted the one with lower health. Get a little cut on you. That's pretty significant. And you can actually do a crush. Carry on walloping over here. He'll do his passive ability again. He's got 2 more rounds that he can actually do that. Oh, you've still got an action point. Yes, well, carry on. There we go. That's his passive ability going in. He might die before he gets to act on it completely. There, we've lost one of our units. We've lost the spell sword. It has freed up space, and we can replace up to 2 units. We'll put another Dread Knight out. We'll put him over here. And carry on. Each time we use these units, we get XP for the class types. That will allow us to buy upgrades for the classes, improve them overall, so all of our Dread Knights will get better, or all of our Blackguards will get better over time. Carry on with the stabbing. Really trying the old focus fire. Okay, Shadow Armor will boost himself up, and it doesn't actually take an action point to do. Yeah, that targets himself, so that'll give him resilience. And then we'll get some decay on you. Ah, if he was below 50% health, which he's not, unfortunately. You can't do anything further, so step into your passive. And I really hope you don't die this turn. Oh no, you're still in there. Struggling a bit though. Proper struggle bus. You know what, I should have attacked with the others first. Because if I'd taken him down below half health, we would have then got the decay. That was a mistake. Not to worry. Big, solid hit there. He doesn't have any more passive walk out and whack, which is a bit of a shame. We are running low. So he's not actually going to get to do an action. What we'll do... Can we pull you out of there? I don't think so. We'll put another Cell Sword in. I expect he'll die and we'll have to replace him. But that will be fine. Okay, Spell Sword. First up is the Shadow Barrage. That's all over the place. You still can't do your resilience, but at least we can get some decay over here. And yeah, you've got nothing left, so you're probably just going to die. Ooh, very painful. Okay, it's coming along. It's coming along. Big hit there. He's not going to die this turn, but he's nearly gone. We don't have any more reinforcement points. Damn. They stomped through, but we held them off for a bit, and they are injured now. Now, if you remember, we have 3 combats to deal with this. So we're going to go for probably a very similar setup. We'll have a Knight Lieutenant at the back. Nice, solid guy. You know what, we'll also get a Knight Archer over here, and we'll get a Dread Knight in front. Now we have edicts and edict points along the top up here. These will do very specific abilities, and they cost a certain number of edict points. We have 4 at the moment, and you gain 2 per turn. They can't be used during boss fights though. So let's start off with the archer. And we'll do quick shot on you, I think. Awesome. That triggers the passive ability. On dealing damage to an enemy, applies Grievous Decay and sets this ability on cooldown. So this can happen every 4 turns. With our second shot, we'll... Can we not... Oh, it's probably just in a line. Right, I see. It wants me to use the edict. So let's use the edict to reset the ability. And we'll... You know, we'll quick shot the same guy. Okay. You can also force your units to retreat from combat and deploy the leader instead, which could save the units from dying, but it means that our leader will be at risk. I think we'll probably keep Lord Berold back. But what we can do is get him killed with Unholy Rush. And at the back, you're going to just wallop the first guy you can. Now, our edicts go into the draw pile and discard pile as time goes on. What have we got? Deals 20% damage and applies curse to each enemy. Okay. That 20% is 20% of our leader's overall strength. So he's got 52. 20% of that is 10 with a little bit of rounding. Applies 2 stacks of focus to allies. So focus increases attack power. Okay. That's pretty good. We could use that on you. Because you're getting 2 attacks this turn. And that's a solid ability. Stab off. You know what, carry on shooting the guy at the back. We will get him eventually. And I think that'll do for this turn. So he steps in, another hit. But because that wasn't one that we chose, he doesn't lose any further stacks. That's very painful. Jeez. Burn, wound, but yeah, that's just nasty. Now that everyone's acted, let's bring in Lord Berold. Show me your strength. Okay, we know how this goes. So, Maim will do 52 damage. That will kill the guy at the back flat. Or we could apply it on the guy at the front, and it will probably kill him with the horrific wounds. So, horrific wounds, Deals 25% 13 damage at the start of a turn. Yeah, it will kill him. So he's going to die on his turn. We take a little bit of damage. We could do Cautious Advance, or we can just cleave him and be done with it. It seems like Walklim's forces are retreating, for now. No doubt to return later. Your knights have fought valiantly once again, Barold. I've reconsidered the verdict. They are sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment once this war is over. What? This is an insult. These knights saved your life. At the same time, these knights disobeyed my direct order. They've committed war crimes and treason. They must be punished. Your orders are the very thing that got us into this situation. You're short-sighted, Berold. We cannot build our future on fear. Fear is the only language they understand. It's a necessity. You, of all people, should know that. You've authorized the creation of Dread Knights. Fear is just one tool, not the only tool. I've had enough of your insubordination, Berold. I'm appointing General Sagerus as the leader of the Dread Knights. We'll see about that, young king. Berold, don't you dare. You've left me with no choice, Esline. Oh, yeah. Dread Knights, for so long we were a bulwark for an ungrateful king. But today we take our fate into our own hands. I will lead you to greatness. I promise that we will find an artifact of great power. The power it possesses will allow us to shape the destiny of the kingdom of Lucerus. Alright. So now we're free of the king's service. We are proclaimed Lord of Ravage. Doomed to be forever hunted by Zenith Pact forces. After each epic mission, we gain rewards and class experience. 1 experience when a unit enters battle, and 2 when they die. Units increase their stats as they grow. So, we got some experience for the Blackguard, we got some experience with Spell Swords, Knight Lieutenants, the Dread Knight, and the Knight Archer. We also got some Forbidden Knowledge and some gold. The invasion has begun. All the potential regular missions are available for us to see on the map. They are highlighted over here by the different rewards available as well. And each turn, we'll pick one mission to go on and we'll get the various rewards. And every 5 turns, there's an epic mission, which will include combat, but will give us more stuff. We're low on troops, so we need to do some recruiting. If we want to find out our troop numbers, I think it's included in the stats underneath this tutorial hint. What do we want? Do we want some Dark Priests? That's going straight in with Decay. That's pretty cool, actually. And Fanatic. Applies 1 stack of resilience to an ally. Huh? Ritualist and Fanatics. I think we'll go with the Dark Priest. So normally we want to have 12 to 18 units by the time we hit an epic mission. So a group of outcasts has taken the ruins nearby, spreading terror among travellers. If we act quickly, we'll be able to win them over to our side before they're hunted down. Great. So that's given us what we need. We can go to management now and see a list of our available units and all their various statistics. Some of the units are considered to be part of the Dark Alliance. This will change game to game, and they can be upgraded better than the other units. All units can be upgraded, but ones of the Dark Alliance can be upgraded a lot easier. So if we go to the Dread Knight, plus, so at the moment, they've got the abilities we've seen before, and we get to pick between the remaining upgrades. This one will cost us 150 gold. This one will cost us 100 forbidden knowledge. And this one costs us a bit of both. Ooh. Okay. So, Impale is a pretty solid, deal damage to an enemy and damage to the enemy behind. That's very useful if they're lined up nicely, but it takes 2 action points to use. Vicious Energy, as a passive, gives us an extra AP at the start of a turn once every 4 turns, so we'll realistically get to use it once in a combat. Tap into Fear, this unit getting 3 power for each AP, so it gets a bit stronger. I think we'll start with Vicious Energy. Upgrading your units costs gold and forbidden knowledge. You can get more of these resources by completing missions, as we've said. That should be all we need to play. So it's taken us through the main mechanics. We'll hop into a new game and play for a little bit just to see how it pans out. Later on, there will be other lords that you can play as, but for the moment, only Lord Berold is available. As I said, the game will be coming out. At the moment, it's planned for February next year. So if you are interested in getting it, there'll be a link down below where you can watch it on Steam, add it to your wish list, and all that jazz. So we're going to start with Castle Galador as a location. Our leader will gain armor equal to 25% of the damage dealt by followers. So the longer our army is fighting, the more armor Berold will have when he steps into battle. We'll skip through the intro of this so we can get straight into some of the action. Right, so we are being invaded by a paladin. We can right-click on them to pull up the information. An assassin and a berserker. The assassin, the berserker is going to be the easiest to kill of these. Let's have a think. How do we want to do this? The Cult Evangelist is pretty good combined with the Knight Lieutenant. Applying focus to an ally will get them to do more damage. And we could sacrifice it just before it's going to die anyway. Let's get the Knight Lieutenant out first of all. Are these just 1 each? I think they are. So we'll have a Cult Evangelist. This might be a complete mistake. And we'll get you in place. So we're going to want to mark an enemy to encourage everyone to go after them. Escalation is 100% of received damage. He gains 30 power and gets 50% damage reduction when he enters phase 2. What have we got in terms of edicts? 3 stacks of resilience could be very handy. 2 charges to each ability. Ooh. So we could mark more of them. Let's get focus over here. That dealt 8 damage, which is not amazing, but it's a start. You need an extra action point to be able to do anything, so I think we're just attacking for now. Now, because we're not choosing to attack, we don't lose the stack of focus. That's the main reason I've gone for this combination. We'll see if it's a smart move or not. So, there's the focus. You've now got 2 stacks. We can choose to attack. So we'll lose the focus, but we did a lot of extra damage there. And get a bit of stabbing off. Do I want to put resilience on? I suppose. It would be sensible to get some resilience on there. So it's only 15% that we're gonna have. We could also armor them up. It might keep them in the fight one more turn. Wallop. Alright. One down. So, do we carry on with the Evangelist? They're pretty good. I think we'll get a Fanatic out, though. Just for a bit of variety. So, add a stack of resilience. We could really start stacking it at the back. Except he's going to run out of his passive abilities soon. But we can always add more with this. Oh yeah, so he gets a lot better when allies die, or gets better, not a lot better. Let's add a bit more onto his unrelenting, and we'll keep the focus on the Berserker. Okay, he's died once. He's died twice. I quite like the Fanatics, but they do go quite quickly, don't they? Let's get another one out. So this is the last one we can actually bring out in this this fight. So stack of resilience over there. Big hit. Love to see it. It's a shame he's got that 30% damage reduction. It's also a shame we didn't hit him with a main attack. Okay, one of them is down. Let's carry on focusing on the Paladin. They've got the same damage resistance. Ooh, that was a heavy hit. I don't think that's going to be useful for us. So who do we want? Let's hope we carry on like this. We could bring Lord Beryld in, but there is more combats after this one. Question is, do we... We don't mind him getting a little bit injured early. Right, we want to go straight in with the maim. Big hit. Okay, they're nearly through our armor. I think we'll go for the careful advance, give ourselves a little bit of resilience. With phase 2, we can do a cleave. I think he's going to, yeah, with his horrific wounds actually. He's going to take 12 damage, which is not enough to kill him. So we'll cleave the other guy, do some collateral damage down here, and that'll finish it off. We actually get 2 action points. So let's also get a maim. Can't maim this turn. So 2 cleaves. Okay, phase 3. We are taking quite a bit of damage now. Let's just try and get him killed. Okay, so our first mission in the actual game. We got quite a lot of Fanatic XP. We got some Blackguard XP, some Knight Lieutenant, and some Evangelist XP. I think we need to get more Fanatics. I do like the Fanatics, but we lost quite a few. This will actually give us three units. I'm thinking quantity rather than quality. So a group of outcasts are taken over ruins nearby, spreading terror among travelers. Let's win them over to our side. So they just go straight into our group. Can we actually afford to do this? We've got 100 gold and 50. That's not an amazing upgrade. How about the Evangelists? We need a lot more forbidden knowledge. I really like the look of Condemn. If we can get Condemn, the Evangelists will be my new favourite unit. Let's carry on with quantity. So we'll get a bunch of those. Now we do have a bit of health lost. Every mission we do, we are getting some back. But I think we'll push up some forbidden knowledge and get another edict. Some more Blackguard and some gold, okay. Fanatics and gold. Okay, and now we have elite missions available, and these are going to have better rewards. So we could get a new location, the Imperial Armory, where followers would gain 6 power until the end of the turn. Okay, that's pretty good. And you can upgrade the locations themselves. Oh. I quite like that as a location. Getting a couple of edicts is nice enough. That's a lot of forbidden knowledge, but I think the location is really the one we want to do. So we're going to go up against a druid, a priestess, and an assassin. Let's take the armory. Let's get straight into the combat. I really love the art aesthetic that they've got going on in this. It's great. All right, we can do quite a bit of armoring on our units. So I think a similar setup to last time would work really well. So if we have the Knight Lieutenant at the back, if we have an Evangelist over there, and then a Blackguard in front. Get armor on everyone. I guess we have our target as much as we can. Oh, you can actually reach him. Love it. That's really, really handy. So I want to get more armor on the guys. Or I could do a lot of stacks of resilience. Let's put some resilience on you to keep you alive. So we have a choice. It only stacks up to 2 times anyway. So he's got 1 stack of focus right now. Let's put the second on him. We'll choose to step in and wallop this guy. That's a big hit. I feel like this is going okay. There's the extra armor. We want to get that out. So we'll do that. Give everyone a little bit of a boost. You don't need to die just yet. It's not a huge amount of damage going out, but it all adds up. Oh, wow. Yeah, he died. So do we want to put another evangelist out, or do we start going in with the fanatics? Let's go in with the fanatics. Okay, this guy is not marked anymore. How's your abilities doing? You're out of unrelenting, so let's get some more unrelenting. Oh, the priest entered a different phase. Ooh. Stabbity, stabbity. Big hit. Love to see it. We might be able to kill him. So close. So close. At least our giant knight lieutenant went after the right one. Oh, wow. The assassin is pretty nasty. Phase 2 unlocks Venom. Okay, yeah, so he just gets new abilities as time goes on. Well, we'll get another big one out. Let's put some resilience on you at the front. Nice target of our attacks there. This is starting to get a bit dangerous. We could swap out. But it's quite the commitment to get our leader out. So you're going to die this turn, but you have an extra life. You're probably going to die. It's fine. Ooh, they're doing healing. Okay. We didn't actually end up dying. What status effects have you got? You are still marked. You've got none. Let's put resilience down here. Yeah, it was unlikely he was going to live through that. If we got lucky and they targeted the Blackguard, then it could have worked. So we're up to 50 power at the moment, which means we could do a lot of damage quite quickly. I think it's time to swap in. Before we lose any more units. You're right. So we're going in big. Getting a maim on there with horrific wounds. That's going to do damage every turn. Okay, they haven't quite got through our army yet. This will give us a bit of damage resistance for next turn, which makes a lot of sense. That was hefty. He's going to bleed out next turn, actually, so we can maim the guy at the back. Love to see it. Oh, we can't quite reach him anyway. Okay, well, there's no point doing that, so let's just make ourselves stronger. Ow! Yeah, he needs to die very quickly. Get a maim on you and a cleave. That'll do it. We didn't quite take half our health in damage, but it was quite painful. Okay, let's go into our management tab. So we have the Imperial Armory up here. We've got our edicts and things. We can't do anything with the edicts up here. Units that are part of our Dark Alliance, we can do the upgrades as we've mentioned. Let's have a look at the Imperial Armory. 20 Forbidden Knowledge to get Francor. 40 Forbidden Knowledge to get the Afflicted Arsenal. These are both pretty good, actually. We'll get the Afflicted Arsenal. We can't quite afford... Oh, you can only have one of them. Right. Yeah, upgrades 1 out of 1. It's still a pretty cool upgrade to have. And that's pretty much the gameplay loop. Lords of Ravage. It's quite a lot of fun. I think they've got potentially a very good game. So do keep an eye out for it. It's going to be coming out in the new year, and I think it's going to be one to watch quite closely. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. See you soon.